Welcome back to Generation Y. You're with me, Scott Sunjata Keita, and we are talking about art. Now, the biggest question that people usually want to know when they see artists in TVs, when they see artists on stage performing, is, does art pay? Because artists are usually seen as jokers, let me say. They are not really serious. But Abel Mutua huyo mtu akichekesha watu. You can't. Exactly. And there are so many critics out there. But in your own opinion, do you think art can give someone a living?
Absolutely. I have seen people drive humongous vehicles out here, and all they do for a living is make people laugh. Oh yeah. Art is like any other thing. Art is like, it's like sports. When Wanyama comes into town, you will know Wanyama is around. You will.
Nasikia gari kinguruma, the man is here.
Kitu exhaust, you can't even speak. Oh yeah, true. And art pays. And I think, especially parents, we should try and disabuse people
exactly.
that notion, that mentality that art is for losers. Art is not for losers. Actually, for you to be an artist, there's something very special that you have.
And you know, when most people think about going into acting, going into comedy, it's really the last choice they have, like, I'll make us a job. See, jaribu acting.
Very nice.
You see?
I keep asking people, because I get this funny requests from people. Kijana wangu amemaliza form 4. Si nimshinde na yeye huko. Nobody ever goes to a pilot and tells them, kijana amemaliza form 4, simuendeshe ndege na yeye huko. Exactly. Nobody, because that tells you how art is regarded in this country. It's unfortunate.
It's like the last choice you have to take.
It is, true. I keep telling you, so long as you have the what it takes to be an actor, the talent, the discipline, and the persistence.
The discipline, and especially just talking about the discipline. Artists, I think artists really lack a lot of discipline, because if we had a lot of discipline, probably we'd see people becoming really great actors, even on what we're seeing on TV. But discipline, is that, how crucial is that?
What I've come to realize, because I kept asking myself the same question, what is it with the artists? Every time, you know, someone makes it big, scandals fall. Then I came to realize not a lot of people are able to handle fame. That is actually what brings down most artists, you know, from grace to grass. Because fame can be overwhelming at times.
It can make you drunk for a minute.
I kid you not. One moment, nobody even
cares about you.
The next moment, people are screaming when they see you on the streets. My friend. You feel like you're the king. Go mad, run crazy because of such. And I think we need people who, because what I've seen in the States, in the West, there are people who specialize in actually taking care of the celebs, the artists. When an artist makes it, all of a sudden there's a team behind him, and in that team, a psychiatrist is there. There are people who just
an accountant is there,
to help you manage your. Because again, money is another factor. One moment wewe ni mtu umezoea kulingwa 30 bob unaenda shule, kesho unaandikiwa check 6 figure.
Then you wonder what to do with the money.
You have no family, you have nothing to spend that money on.
Exactly. You know, like, especially artists in Kenya, we've seen them get the biggest roles. Like, say you see an artist being featured in a movie in South Africa, in a movie in Hollywood. And then after everything, you just they're nothing.
I saw there's a new program that came. It was one of these paid TV channels, and it was shot in Kenya. It was a drama. It was huge, and people were auditioned for the roles, and they got it. And in the span of weeks, they transformed to millionaires. They were literally millionaires.
Wow.
They shifted from their houses in Dagoretti. They went and bought apartments in Hurlingham. Not even bought, they rented apartments.
They rented apartments.
And the program went out of, they stopped production for a while, then after 3 months, these guys were broke. Because nobody sat them down and taught them the fundamentals of money. Because it's crucial, man. I have seen millionaires with years of experience in life still employ people to take care of their money. Because money can be a very tricky factor.
Exactly. And talking about money, we are seeing a lot of artists going out there, going for auditions. Watu wanagongwa.
Mbaya.
Watu wanagongwa sana. And really, like, you know, when you're a beginner and you go for an audition and you're told, this movie is going to feature in Mnet, this movie is going to be a blockbuster. Tukujengea CV so toa 500.
True. Like
what really happens? How can this upcoming artists especially overcome such kind of scenarios?
I think, for lack of a better word, let me just say it's ignorance, because it's all over social media and there's even a blog on Facebook called actors.co.ke, and it's been written there repeatedly. Whenever you go for an audition and you're asked for money, run. Run. Talk up, because you are not supposed to pay someone to audition you. It's ni kama kwenda kutafuta job alafu unalipo
opportunity.
It doesn't work like that. But I think some of us don't know. You know, we're just fresh from high school. Nasikia KNT watu wanapatiwa kazi huko, run there. You know, you don't know exactly what happens there. So when you're told to chuck a few shillings, you oblige, because again, because of desperation, you think maybe if I give them this 500, I stand chances of, you know, being in the cast. But all these guys are up to is actually just getting your money, and that is why there've been millions of auditions out here, but they haven't come to fruition.
Exactly.
Tunadaga two auditions. Tunadaga pesa turudi nyumbani. Photo shoots. Even it's not only in acting, even models. That's what has been happening. The models are called, they are available in huge numbers. Munaitishwa pesa, munapigwa mapicha ni flash tu. Hakuna hata picha inapigwa. And your money goes like that.
So like what is the average kind of income someone should expect, say, from Domitu Asigongo, say someone just to understand that this is something reasonable and probably it's a good deal? Because unaweza itiwa for a project or a pilot shoot, then unaambiwa will pay you like 10,000. When the project actually, the minimum you should be paid for is like 20.
And unfortunately, that entirely lies on the producers, because if a producer is not honest, then you're in problems. You're in problems. So I think, I don't know whether it works like that, but most of the times I see when there's a project, the producer sits down with these people and he tells them, you know what, this is what I'm getting from these people. So reduce my production cost, this is what I will remain with. So from this, how much do you think I should pay? Bearing in mind how many you are as cast members.
And the time it will take.
When things are put on the table like that, then even if somebody gives you 2,000 shillings
and you understand
exactly that is what is you take up the job. But sisi ni wale watu, when we get jobs, kwanza tunajificha kwanza, tunaenda tunanunua nyumba na gari, then tunatokea na balance. You have a mansion in Lavington and a Range Rover,
and then you come and take advantage of artists,
which is very wrong. Unfortunately, there's nothing much we can do. It's all buck stops with the producers. Kumbuka too, when you're doing that to somebody's kid, your kid is also on the way and coming. And there's gonna be a producer during the time, and what goes around comes around.
Exactly. Now, understanding art is also a business, and a business is something that is pushed by a brand.
True.
Artists in Kenya, do you think they understand that kind of dynamic sense of it, the business side of art, just to put it clear?
Actually, no. I think most of the time it's because most artists stumble into fame. Unaamka tu asubuhi unagundua
niko kwa TV.
So what happens when you become a brand in Kenya? People take advantage. Niko na kibanda ya supu hapa kama mwani, unaweza penda huko, unakuja unachekesha watu kidogo alafu nakupiga 500. So when you start getting such offers, unachangamka hapa leo kwa club sijui gani, kesho you doing nini na watoto kwa bouncing castle. Before you know it, brand is it's all over. It's back people, you know, it becomes even very difficult for someone to pay you good money, because at the back of their mind they're thinking, mbona nipatie huyu mtu 200,000 na nitampata kwa kibanda ya supu Tuesday. You see, we need people to like
specialize probably.
And actually advise artists on how to take care of their brands. That's where huge PR companies come in. In the States, let me tell you what happens in the States. when somebody has potential, PR companies start fighting for you.
Wow.
Yeah, when somebody just
they want to market you.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they major fights. Yeah, because people want to be associated with brands,
this kind of brand.
proper brands. Like when Nani was coming up, what was his name? Michael Jackson, I think. Yeah. The people who branded him, because at the time there was still this whole issue of black, white supremacy and whatnot. So the people who actually advised him to change the skin and everything.
Yeah.
Because they knew if Michael was white, he'd sell even more
to the white community.
Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes, okay, although it was negative advice, but you see, you need people like that to direct you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sane people, sober people to give you the right direction of how to deal with your brand and how to deal with your celebrity status.
Now, as we kind of wrap up, before we go on a break, intellectual property artists who come up with ideas, who come up with innovations, how can they protect their own ideas? Is there any kind of avenue, any kind of solution to that?
Actually, that's a question that I've been asked for the longest time. I don't know whether our laws...
MCSK probably? Or that's only for music?
MCSK has been able to do quite a bit.
But
give it up
can't.
to them. But when it comes to other things, like now scripts for television, concepts, it becomes a bit tricky. Because when you have a concept. If I steal your concept and change a few names, you can't sue me.
And twist it a little bit.
You cannot. So I think the best war to fight these guys is actually take up your concept and do it to the best of your ability. There are two shows actually that are running on air, that are currently running on air at the moment, and one of the show was actually one of them was stolen from the other, but this other person didn't lose hope and go. No, she pushed on. She pushed on and said, you know what? Okay,
you've taken it.
It's okay. Let's meet on the screens. We see. And by the way, she chapped this other one big time. She's been winning awards in essay. It's a show that all of you know.
That's it. Yeah. So you just take your idea and still run with it. Because of course no one can copy paste passion.
Exactly. True. Absolutely. And again, when you come up with an idea, there are things that you know at the back of your head that you haven't told any other person. So even if they replicate that idea, there's still a few things that they're going to miss. Yeah? And when it goes on the air, there'll be a clear-cut difference. Yeah.
Wow, Abel, it has been awesome having you here at Generation Y.
Pleasure is all mine.
Further discussion with the comedian himself, Abel Mutua. Anyway, in our next segment, we'll be talking to a poet from the Poetry Pot. It's a new segment we're trying to push, and we're hoping that you will like it. So stay tuned. This is Generation Y.